Assalamualaikum and good day everyone. We are from Group 1 and today we'll be presenting dengue in discuss. This is our group members and now let's begin our presentation with Farah Amalia.
While dengue is a well-known trait, this research reveals a critical gap in public health knowledge. Currently, there is a distinct lack of data concerning mild and asymptomatic dengue infection in adults. Because of this, the true scale of the disease within our community is heavily underestimated. Even though all 4 dengue serotypes actively circulated in Indonesia, we still lack the specific and longitudinal data needed to fully track how this virus impacts adults over time. To address these gaps, the study focused on 2 primary objectives. First, we aim to determine the actual incidence of symptomatic versus asymptomatic dengue virus infections in the adult population. Second, we sought to identify which specific dengue serotypes are circulating over time and how they correlate with clinical severity. So, to achieve this objective, comprehensive approaches have been utilized. First, by implementing active febrile surveillance to capture every single fever episode rather than relying on hospital admissions. Number 2, by using RT-PCR and virus isolation to accurately identify serotypes from acute blood samples. 3, by applying the hemagglutination inhibition test to determine antibody levels that allow to classify between primary and secondary infections. And the last one, by utilizing phylogenetic analysis to track genotype evolution and IgG, ELISA or PRNT to detect those silent asymptomatic infections that usually go unnoticed.
So to uncover the hidden burden of dengue, the researcher followed thousands of healthy adults in Indonesia over a 7-year period, and the study began with a health survey and also blood sample from every participant. If a participant later developed a fever, then another blood sample was collected and then tested using RT-PCR to confirm whether the illness was caused by dengue. So this allowed the researcher to detect both asymptomatic and also symptomatic dengue infections that would be normally missed by routine surveillance. So the result was quite surprising. First, 12.4% of all fever cases were actually caused by dengue fever. More importantly, the incident rate reached 1,730 cases per 1,000 person year, which was 43 times higher than official reports. And it also found that all 4 dengue virus serotypes were circulating, 92.5% of infections were secondary infections, and most symptomatic cases, about 78.4%, were only mild dengue fever. So this finding were also consistent with the previous research. And the most interesting finding was the presence of what they call silent spreaders. They found that asymptomatic dengue infections were about 2.6 times more common than symptomatic infections. So this means that many infected people never realized they had dengue and therefore were not captured in the official surveillance system. And the study also showed that older adults were more likely to have asymptomatic infections, and DENV4 was the dominant serotype among these hidden cases. So this challenged the common belief that serotype only causes mild illness. And this finding suggests that the true burden of dengue is much more greater than what official statistics indicate.
This study highlights several emerging trends in dengue infection. First, dengue is becoming increasingly common among adults and remain a major public health concern. Second, many infections are asymptomatic, meaning infected individuals do not show symptoms but can still contribute to disease transmission. The study also found out that all 4 dengue virus serotypes circulated in West Java, showing the complex nature of dengue transmission. In addition, dengue virus genotypes continue to evolve over time, emphasizing the importance of continuous monitoring. Finally, advanced laboratory techniques such as RT-PCR allow earlier and more accurate diagnosis, while long-term surveillance help researchers better understand the spread of dengue. As we can see, this bar chart shows the annual dengue incidence in West Java from 2000 to 2009. The x-axis represents the years, while the y-axis represents the dengue incidence rate in cases per 100,000 person per year. The highest incidence were recorded in 2000, followed by another peak in 2009. The lowest incidence occurred in 2006. Overall, the graph shows that the dengue cases fluctuated over the years, indicating that dengue outbreaks vary from year to year. This research made several important contributions to the field of dengue research. It is one of the longest studies conducted on adult dengue infections in Indonesia. The findings show that the true number of dengue cases is much higher than official reports. The study also revealed that asymptomatic infections are very common and should be considered in dengue control programs. Furthermore, it improves our understanding of dengue epidemiology, virus circulation, and disease severity. These findings provide useful information for developing better surveillance systems, prevention strategies, and public health programs. This study also has some limitations. First, it only involved factory workers in West Java, so the results may not represent all adults in Indonesia. Second, the researchers could not identify where the participants became infected. Some severe dengue cases may also have been missed. In addition, only a small number of virus samples were analyzed and the study only focused on adults.
In conclusion, the study shows that the dengue is still a significant public health concern in West Java, Indonesia. Most infections were mild or even asymptomatic, but severe cases were also reported. The study also found that all 4 dengue virus serotypes were circulating during the study period. These findings highlight the importance of continuous monitoring, early detection, and effective prevention strategies to reduce dengue infections and improve public health. So, this is all from our group. Thank you and Assalamualaikum.